Hi, everyone. Welcome to episode number 86 of the For Animals for Earth show. Today, we are talking about animal advocacy in the Philippines. My guest today is Heidi Marquez-Caguioa. She is the program director for Animal Kingdom Foundation. She's a lawyer and an animal welfare advocate. She was actually the first legal practitioner in her area to start fighting for the cause of animal welfare within the legal profession, which is super, super cool, Heidi. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you, and good morning to us here, to everyone, and good night or good afternoon to all of your listeners, viewers all over the world. Hi.
Hi, it's true. You and I think we are literally a 12-hour time difference from each other.
I know.
It's amazing. So tell us more about the Animal Kingdom Foundation.
Animal Kingdom Foundation is a non-stock, non-profit organization, animal welfare organization. We are an all Filipino organization, and we started our campaign on which we call now our core campaign, which includes the elimination of the trade of dogs for meat, or commonly known as dog meat trading. So we started Animal Kingdom Foundation became known for its staunch campaign to eliminate the dog meat trade. So that's what we have been doing for a long, long time since we started way back in 2003 as a formal organization. But actually, we started really working, raiding, and doing works to end the dog meat trade even way back late 1999. So and until now, that remains our core campaign because it's still happening and there's still a lot of things and works to be done there. We also have a rescue and rehabilitation center. That's where we bring the dogs rescued from the dog meat trade, and that's where we care for them, rehabilitate them, and all. And Animal Kingdom Foundation, of course, also advocates other animal welfare campaigns like farm animal welfare. We're doing cage free, go cruelty free, and also fish welfare as part of our core campaigns now. And actually, we're doing really a lot of things to promote animal welfare, but these three core programs that we are focusing on right now is where we put our energies and our programs to provide impact to the community and impact to the animal welfare as well.
Wow, that had to be quite a thing to take on the dog meat trade so far back. Can you describe when you say a campaign, what does that look like for you within the Philippines?
Well, when we started the dog meat trade campaign, we were doing raids. We were partnering with the police, enforcement officers. We do surveillances, we do raids, and then we rescue these dogs from the dog meat traders. Because in the Philippines, if you've heard about the dog meat trade in Vietnam, in Korea, and even in China, the dog meat trade in the Philippines is in a smaller scale, although it's still a lot. It's still a lot in terms because of the size of the Philippines also. So, we do surveillances, we do raids, we arrests, we prosecute. And then the dogs that we are able to rescue are brought now to our rescue center where we do rehabilitation and they stay there. And of course, from there, the some of the other programs starts to come out, like the veterinary missions, the education program, the trainings and seminars that we do to complete the cycle, and even of course adoption, because for us, we will not be able to end the dog meat trade if we just continue just reading. We need to approach the campaign in a holistic manner, so that and that even includes also policies and legislation. And when we say also a farm animal welfare campaign, it takes a whole lot of effort as well, and activities. When we say campaigns, it talks about promotion and advocacy, trainings as well, and policies, policy change and legislation. So it's not a one day activity or program. It takes a long time, it takes a lot of effort, and it takes a lot of people for this to become successful.
Mhm. I can imagine. And do you find that a lot of people get behind you pretty quickly and get behind the topics? Is it something that is a pressing concern for people in the Philippines, or is it pretty hard to convince them to get behind your work?
For the companion animal welfare campaign, especially on the dog meat trade and cruelty program, anti-cruelty programs and all, anything in relation to dogs and cats, people get behind us so quickly. They get involved so quickly. They react. They they share. They contribute. They give their thoughts and all. They participate immensely, quite quickly. I think it's because, dogs and cats are really very close to us humans. And that's the reason why when we talk about dogs, dog meat trade, or cruelty in dogs and cats, people get so noisy, people gets angry, people gets emotional, happy and all, so they get behind us quite quickly. But when we talk about farm animal welfare, it's a different perspective, it's a different approach, because people don't understand farm animal welfare. People don't understand that is there such a thing as farm animal welfare. So they, in the Philippines, that has never been um tabled for a discussion until we came in to discuss about farm animal welfare. That was just way back 2018.
Oh.
So it's not, it was difficult for people to get behind us because of many issues and concerns and considerations like food security, environment, policies and all. And even the consumers, they have a different perspective. They would always say that these are animals for food. So it's different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's pretty similar here in the US too, honestly, for probably the vast majority of people. You do see a lot more support for companion animals, and the support for farm animals, of course, is growing, but still the average person, there's a longer way to go on the farm animal front for sure. The government there, how is it influencing law and policies for these different types of animals? Do you find that you can get people on board somewhat easily, or it's just really like a slog?
Well, when we were starting like about 20 more years ago, it's a different environment. The government was not very cooperative, even if we have already the animal welfare law as early as 1998. The policy, the implementation, the government's perspective is different. It's they're not very cooperative and knowledgeable. But now it's different. They're starting to accept that animal welfare is part of what, a good policy for any activity or program or government effort for animals. So it's starting to grow. Animal welfare really, in terms of government perspective, government policy, is starting to grow in terms of popularity and consideration. So again, this is a very good development, but we're not yet there. We're not yet entirely there, because still the government don't provide as much support, but they understand. They're starting to, but they have not fully really worked on it.
It sounds like you're in the process for sure. And I'm sure it's motivating to have seen the progress that you made with the dog meat trade, to be able to kind of know deep down within you that we're in the path, we're in the process, and we will get there.
Yes, definitely. Our journey with the End the Dog Meat Trade campaign was a lot there's a lot of learning experience, and what we learned, the best practices that we learned or we have gathered from our approach there, we're also doing that now in terms of our farm animal welfare and in all other programs that we have, because we see that it was effective and it's moving, and it makes people and the government move. So we're doing that model in all our other campaigns.
Mm. Who do you think holds the power to ultimately make change there?
Ooh, I think it's not an individual person. It's not even an individual organization or individual um government agency. I believe that in the Philippines, the power to significantly effect change in terms of animal welfare movement really rest on multi-agency collaboration, and it this change happens when there's this combination of efforts from the government, the local government. When I say government, it's the national government, the local government, down to the smallest government in the community, which we call barangay. That combined with the NGOs like us, it creates that effective push and effective partnership, so that because, as you know, the NGOs plays a crucial role in various aspects like education, direct servicing to the community, and education and awareness. And we if we put them all together, then we create a louder voice and a louder movement or stronger movement to effect a significant change to animals and animal welfare. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to really work with the government, work with the community to effect what we call the human the change in human behavior in terms of approach and treatment of animals. And with this, we also consider lobbying, and lobbying for policies. And again, if we put all these agencies together, these people, there's these personalities, this organization together in one campaign or program, then I believe that this would push and this would create a really meaningful impact in promoting and improving animal welfare in the Philippines.
Mm. I love that you approach it in that way because you can feel how that would take a lot of relationship building and a lot of patience, but then once you've got this big group of people there, before you know it, you're there and you're not pushing the rock up the hill anymore. It's like you're all together and everybody's on board. So, I mean, I think it's a brilliant approach.
Yeah. When I started with Animal Kingdom Foundation, we have this reclusive approach. We said that we're just gonna do dog meat trading. We're not gonna be partnering with this and that because they're so complicated to meet people. They're so complicated to handle people. People are more problematic than the animals. So we want to focus on the animals. We want to work only with these animals. So we were just doing for so many years, we were just doing really raids, rehabilitation, rescue. That's all we've been doing. And I said, no, this cannot be. This will not stop the dog meat trade. This will just fill up our shelter, our rescue center, and we're growing. I mean, in terms of animal population within the rescue center, we were growing. And I said, what are we going to do with these dogs? I mean, they're going to live for what, 10, 15 years or even more. And as we keep on raiding, the population grows. And I said the dog meat trade will not end by just raiding and rescuing. So I started talking about policy and relationship building with the government agencies. I started talking about education. I started to talk about medical missions, veterinary medical missions, like spay neuter, dog population management, rabies prevention, and all. And and policies and policies, animal welfare policies and guidelines. They hated me for that because it takes us away from the dog meat trade campaign. And I said a campaign, you know you, has a lot of opening so that you can solve the core problem.
Mhm.
So eventually we started doing that. And I'm happy to say that we were even able to ask the government to release what we call now the national plan of action to eliminate the dog meat trade campaign. It's a government issuance, a framework of approach for a multi-agency approach to end to a collaborative effort for us to end the dog meat trade. So, it starts from there. It was difficult. Yeah, you're right. You said it takes a lot of patience. It did take a lot of patience out of me, single-handedly, trying to really put this effort before. But now there's so many people behind us already supporting the End Dog Meat Trade program.
Wow, that's incredible. And I hope that you'll find the same thing, for the cage-free eggs and the fish and the other projects that you have going on. There's really no reason to think that you won't, because like you said, you have the approach now, you have what worked, right? So it's just to keep going and wait, right?
Takes a lot of effort, that's true.
hmm How can people support your work?
How can Oh, there's a lot of ways actually. The 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 easiest, no expense way of supporting our campaign or our work is just by sharing our stories, just like you. Thank you so much. This is already supporting and helping us. Sharing our stories, sharing our Facebook posts, liking our posts, visiting our website, telling people about what we do, referring us to organizations that can help us also directly. And of course, you can also help us by donating in cash and kind, checking our websites on activities. Our Facebook account is so active. The Philippines is number one in the world as for Facebook usage in time consumption in the use of Facebook. So we're there. So please look at us on our Facebook pages, also an IG, volunteering to our rescue center. We invite people around the world to please come visit our rescue and rehabilitation center in the Philippines. When you come visit, you can stay with us, of course, visiting and be a volunteerist. We call it volunteerists because you volunteer and you're also a tourist. And you can stay at our bed, bark, and breakfast. It's our sustainability program. We built this small accommodation for volunteers where they can also enjoy their stay with us and at the same time help us, in our daily task in the rescue center. We called it bed, bark, and breakfast.
Well, that is so cool. I love it. It's now on my list of like, yes, I want to go do that. That sounds so cool. We'll definitely have to put all that information for everybody in the show notes. I wrap up every episode asking my guests if they will share one simple idea off the top of their head that listeners can do today to help animals or the environment.
Okay, number one, since I work for the animals and with the animals, I would like to ask everybody to please um, support by adopting dogs from the rescue centers. Don't buy dogs from pet shops. The simplest way for me is really helping the rescue centers, the shelters, by adopting dogs and cats there, helping them in their work. I think that's really something really very meaningful and easy. If each and every one of us around the world would adopt a dog or a cat in any shelters near you, then we are helping the animals. We are also helping the community. We are also helping, animal health improvement. Another way, of course, is I also advocate for environmental protection is for everyone to plant trees. If you have time, instead of spending money for parties, instead of, if you're going somewhere else, please plant a tree. Plant a tree where you go. Leave a mark. that's your birthday present to the world. So that's, I think, the most meaningful present you can give to yourself and to the world and to the future generations.
Oh, what a beautiful idea. Oh, I love that. And also, yes, absolutely on the adopt, don't shop. I always share that a lot of times people may not be familiar with all the benefits of adopting a dog because they or a cat or any rabbits, all animals that could be adopted because I think you often find there's so much personality and there's so much gratitude in these animals that you don't even realize that you're getting that like perk when you get a pet.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Oh my gosh. We just started with one dog early on when I got married in 1999. My husband, who's really a truly dog person, we got a dog from our shelter, and we started counting after that.
It's fantastic.
Never stopped. There are more animals in our house than the humans.
That's amazing. Oh, I love it. Thank you so much, Heidi, for coming on the show, joining me, answering all these questions, giving us a little peek into a window into animal advocacy in the Philippines. It's super cool to learn about and to hear. So thank you.
Thank you so much also, Brandy, and thank you for this opportunity. We hope that we are also able to inspire and share our work to your listeners around the world. And please come and visit and see our rescue center in the Philippines and support our work and the work of all other animal welfare organizations around the globe.
Hi, guys. Thanks so much for joining today. I hope you enjoyed learning that little bit about animal advocacy in the Philippines and meeting Heidi. I certainly did. I loved meeting her. She's so sweet, and you can just tell how hard she works. I also thought it was really cool to hear how she's had success with building relationships and focusing there. And even though it may take longer, focusing on the relationships and affecting change in that way, because that's always been something I guess I personally have felt pretty strongly about. So it was cool to hear somebody having success with that. How cool does the bed, bark, and breakfast sound? I am assuming you're feeling like you want to go do that as well, just like me. I think that would be so cool. To go get the information for it and learn more about Animal Kingdom Foundation, connect with Heidi. All of that's in the show notes. That's at 4animalsforearth.com/show/86. You'll find the video and the audio from our interview. There's also social media graphics if you'd like to share those. Everything there. So go check that out. As always, like or comment if you can come up with something to say wherever you are. That helps us to get more eyes on the show. And yeah, please come back in a couple of weeks and listen again. We are headed to Africa next, so we're going to learn a little bit about animal advocacy in Africa. So that should be super cool, right? So yeah, I will see you all soon. Bye. Ciao.